seconds. Take notes. I'm going to lead by example, and then we'll go down the line and we'll finish with Deepak. Okay. So my name is Lois Kofi. I'm the co-founder of Virtual Global Coaching, along with Deepak, and the owner of Lois Kofi Enterprises. I'm based here in Southern California. I am a professional sales trainer who really helps you take the fear out of selling. I help you sell more with ease in less time. I'm kind of a freak about time management, and I'm really looking to go global, which is why I'm here. Today I have a amazing global represented podcast. I typed in the chat, my time is up. If you want to tune in at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central to see my guests today. All right, let's see here. Bhakti, do you want to go next?
Sure. Bhakti Ashaya from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where everything is now calm. And thank God. And what I do is teach an effective meditation practice that allows people to experience the stillness that lies within. That is basically part of who we are. There's no separation between us and that. It's just our mind telling us that. And just please contact me if you want any further information on that, and we can take it from there. Great being here.
And go ahead and please put your info in the chat so people can reach out to you. Alice. Then Alice, and then we'll go to Srihari.
Good day, Alice Pallam with AMP Business Coaching. We do a proprietary blend of coaching and consulting, because depending on what's going on with you and your business, you need kind of a piece of each of those things. I'm excited. I've been learning a lot by hanging out with this group. I'm currently moving my business more online. I've got a website that was launched, and working that way. Always was working Zoom for my existing clients that were spread out a little bit, but looking forward to learning more about launching this business more through the website. And I will put my contact info in the chat.
You did good. Awesome. Srihari, your 30 seconds of fame.
Good day, everyone. This is Srihari here. I represent Metal Minds, that's founded by me and my wife, Nisha. We are experts in business communication, and our latest product is videocrate.com, which helps business owners build meaningful conversations using animated videos. I'll just drop the link to that below, and we'll discuss more about it after this meeting. Thank you all.
Wonderful. Raja, can you go next, followed by Sailesh?
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Raja and I'm from India. Basically, professionally, I'm working in the last 8 to 9 years in the marketing and sales field in a sales industry. And I'll put all the details in this chat box in case wherever you require, you can call me. Thank you.
And I want to give a shout out to Raja. Raja's really working on his English speaking skills. I hope you don't mind I'm sharing that. And he's looking to connect with American or English speaking people. So please reach out to him and have a one-to-one. And Sailesh, you are next.
Hello to all the awesome people. I'm Sailesh from India. I'm basically, I'm a lucky father of a boy and a pair of non-identical twins and husband to a superwoman. I am basically a certified first aider from St. John's Ambulance. Is it audible?
Yes, Sailesh, it's audible.
Yeah. So I'm into online classes and online coaching. I'm started my FIRES coaching. It's a wonderful coaching session. It's a course where we learn how exactly we need to sustain and we need to set in order all the things in the proper way.
Awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful. Sorry, I didn't get the next person teed up. Melissa Newkirk from Minnesota. You get 30 seconds of fame introducing yourself, and if there's anything you're marketing, any events coming up or any asks that you have, go ahead and take yourself off mute and share.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Newkirk, and I am a business coach. I am finishing up my certification for the One Thing, to be a One Thing coach, and a MAPS business coach, which is Keller Williams Gary Keller developed. So I'm finishing up that certification. So I am looking for clients that are looking to get ahead in their business and have a little bit more strict focus on achieving success. Oh, I have more time?
Nope, sorry.
Okay.
I need to get those timers online like BNI does. It's so sweet. So yeah, we'll work on that, Deepak and I. So thank you guys. Congratulations, Melissa. And Prasad, can you share, followed by Nu? Prasad, are you there? Are you able to share? Otherwise, we'll go on to Nu. And great job, everyone, in sharing your information in the chat.
Prasad is a referral from my side. I'm Sailesh. Prasad is a referral from my side. He has just joined.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
You can just go ahead, Prasad.
Yes, sir. Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, Prasad.
Yeah, hi, sir. Yeah, myself, Prasad.
Did you want to share anything for, you got about 15 seconds left. Did you want to share?
Yeah, myself, I'm working in Panther Motor Corp. I'm working with strategic sourcing for business development and channel development, logistics, pricing. It's all about settlement and everything. So in this case, this is a very good platform for me, and I'm an graduate on 2019 pass out.
Okay, wonderful. Can you share, if anybody also, because I know 30 seconds is really fast, if you can share if you have a specific ask along with your contact information, that would be amazing. Nu, can you go next? And then I think we got everyone. Please forgive me if I missed anyone. Deepak, maybe you can help me keep honest on that.
Yeah,
Nu. Okay.
Hello, this is Nu, or Nuvang. I'm from Minnesota. I'm networking and gathering ideas for anyone interested in technology, communication, performance, entrepreneurship. My vision is to always be the student. And I love art.
Awesome. I love it. We have such a wide variety of people here, different goals, dreams, and that's what we're all about. Deepak, do you want to take us home and share more about you?
Hey, hi everyone. Great seeing you here. My name is Deepak, and me and Louis run this particular platform on virtual global coaching. I also run Speakology, the art of speaking well, as well as Healify, the art of healing, and various other leadership programs. That's it from me. I'm from India. And over to Louis to take it off from here.
Nice, thank you.
Wonderful. So again, just to reiterate, I'm Lois. I'm the co-founder of VGC. So this group has two goals. Our goal is to create a global networking platform. And as I said, as we grow, we will definitely be doing breakout rooms at the beginning of this session. We also have a coaching platform. So it's really cool that we've attracted, and not surprising that we've attracted other coaches. So, you know, Deepak and I are honored to be kind of a coach of coaches and helping you guys grow an online global business. So most people that come to us, they are wanting to go and grow global. So today, the first Thursday of every month is our free session. And so there's actually paid members that came back here today simply to network and to grow their social capital and to get a refresher on our basic tenets of what Deepak and I are training on. And then next week, if you choose to become a paid member, we will invite you at the end to very, very low pressure to be a part of our group. And you can be a part of every single weekly session. The second and fourth Thursdays are the paid sessions. And the first and third Thursdays are the free sessions. And that's kind of our basic platform. We do have a private paid group community also where we're going to do more speed networking, more opportunities as we grow. So again, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day today to be here. We know that you could be anywhere else, and we honor that you are here. So please take copious notes and be ready to be coached and ultimately learn a lot of our core values and our core principles. Both Deepak and I, we bring different complementary focuses to this group, and we're really excited for you to come back and hear Deepak coach 2 weeks from today. So really quickly, a lot of this is going to come from my perspective. If you don't know who I am, and we have a few new people on here, I've been in sales for 20 plus years. Technically, since I was born, we were all in sales, right? As kids, you know, that's where my passion for sales really began. My kids are amazing salespeople. They're always negotiating for popsicles. It's great. But I was in sales and very successful initial because I loved being face-to-face, belly-to-belly, networking, shaking hands, going to networking events, all of that traditional networking stuff. And then way long before the pandemic, my first shelter-in-place experience started in the 2006, 2007, 2008 recession. And it really hit hardest in the Southwest, which is where I was living. I'm living there now, but I was living in Phoenix, Arizona in 2006. I had 3 real estate-related businesses. And again, an office. I had a mortgage company. I had real estate investments. All of it was very much brick and mortar and traditional networking. And then when the recession happened, all of a sudden it was like everything just stopped. The sky was falling. I lost everything, all 3 of my companies. I ended up even getting to the point where I couldn't afford to pay my phone bill, my cell phone that is, or my car note. It was that bad. I had my bank accounts cleaned out and my car repossessed, my phone turned off, and I was in what I called my own version of shelter in place before this pandemic has done a lot of the same things to a lot of people who didn't expect it. It wasn't anything anybody woke up and said, oh, we're going to have a pandemic in 2020, right? Same thing happened in the recession. And I had to learn how to work from home and how to sell 100% virtually. I had never done that before. And I share that story with you because a lot of you might be relating to that right now. And during that time, I sought out coaches and mentors. That is why Deepak and I are here for you. We don't believe anybody can do this on their own. We don't believe anyone was really understanding how to sell virtually because it's just not a natural thing unless you are in a digital marketing space and maybe you are always working from home, but that's a very rare person indeed. So I believe a lot of you came here today because you want to make an impact, you want to grow your income, yet how do you pivot? How do you do this thing called the new normal? So there's a picture of me and my family. How did I do it? How did I bounce back? I relied a lot on my background as a farmer's daughter, very definitely disciplined, hard work ethic. But I also had coaches and mentors who helped me soar like an eagle and really like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And it took me really 5 years to rebound from the recession, you guys. It wasn't until 2011. I will tell you that was a very expensive journey, meaning I didn't make much money. And it took me a long time to overcome a lot of my mindset and the trauma and all of that. We don't want you guys to have to wait that long. We want to link arms with you, Deepak and I, and help you fly on eagle's wings much sooner, much faster. Because as we know, and economists and financial planners and other people have told me this, I am not your economist. I'm not that person. But we do know that there's at least going to be a recession until 2021, maybe even 2022. We saw how long it took a lot of the economy to rebound from the Great Recession, and there's a lot of people who said this is much worse just simply because the unemployment is much higher. I need to update the slide. I've actually heard that there's more like 40 million unemployed just in the US alone. And here's a nice little picture of things that over the course of time, because Rome wasn't built in a day, and it surely took me about 5 years to learn this on my own. With Deepak and I, we want to compress timeframes for you and actually help you. Deepak has done a phenomenal training in the past on how to minimize your fixed expenses, how to build an emergency fund. I have people who are trying to get on the call right now. So I'll get back to them in a second. And so that's the kind of stuff we want to teach you. We want to bring in experts on how to improve your credit score. I'm going to be interviewing a bankruptcy attorney in a couple of weeks as well, to be able to do all sorts of things to help serve you guys. I kind of like to share one of my favorite movies just to give another perspective, because I think stories and visuals can help connect us together as people and humanity. And maybe you haven't seen this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I would highly encourage it. It's called The Shawshank Redemption. Believe it or not, it's actually based on a short novel by Stephen King, one of my favorite authors of all time. Brilliant, brilliant author. And he actually, a lot of people think of him as the horror master, and it's not that at all. He's a very deep, philosophical person with a lot of spiritual meaning and depth and emotion to his stories. And this is my second favorite movie of all time. It's about Andy Dufresne, who was wrongly imprisoned. He was put in jail for something he didn't do. And he could have just curled up in a ball and just been like, you know what, life sucks, and just give up and settled and stayed in prison. But he had this one thing called hope. And he was able to, with hope, and 19 years, he found a way to break out of prison and escape. And he came out smelling like a rose. I'm not going to tell you the whole story because really you got to be able to check it out yourself. But at the end of the day, it was hope that mattered. And he even inspired his friend, Morgan Freeman, actually Red was his name in the movie, to follow him. And that's what we want to do, is we want to inspire you to connect, to network, bring and inspire encouragement and hope to other people, because in light of recent events, even with George Floyd and what happened in Minneapolis, a lot of us, our hearts are hurting, our hearts are heavy, and yet we all have hope, and that is the best of things to keep us moving forward. And I actually watched this movie over and over and over again in those 5 years during the recession, because it gave me hope. And we want to encourage you with that today. So in summary, and I know I put this in the chat, at least early on, we want to give you an amazing experience of coaching and give you the opportunity to join Deepak and I and everybody else who's already a member to be a part of this community. So one of the things that I really value in working with Deepak is his depth and his wisdom, and what he shares as a healer and as a teacher and someone who teaches meditation. And he even did a session with my 7-year-old daughter this week, working with all ages in helping them understand, you know, what is it that you love? What is it that the world needs? What is it that you are good at? And what is it that you, as adults, as people who are in the professional world, what can you be paid for? And in the middle of all of that, that is your ikigai, your reason for being. I call it your purpose. I also call it your vision. I coached on vision last week, so hopefully some of you guys did your homework and wrote out your vision and emailed it to me, for those of you that are paid members. And we're not going to go nearly as deep today on vision, because as you saw, that was one topic for almost an hour last week, Thursday. But getting really clear on what is your reason for being is something that can, if you choose it to be, if you choose to find it, can make your heart sing, and you'll feel like you never work a day in your life, and the money just flows in. I'm doing an interview today on my podcast at 11 a.m. Pacific time, interviewing 2 individuals who that's their ikigai is very clear, because they're very humble, they're very loving, they're very giving, and they've made millions and millions of dollars. They also beat cancer. They had both manifested cancer in their bodies. They were able to find holistic methodologies to heal it, and just even your reason for being when life happens to you, whether it be cancer, whether it be, you know, protests, you know, racism or injustice, different things that come your way, you won't be shaken, at least maybe not for long. You'll be able to say, okay, what can I do? How can I help? There was a great story of my favorite restaurant in Minneapolis actually burned and was destroyed. And the owner actually had grown up in Bangladesh. and he was very understanding of the injustice that had just happened with the killing of George Floyd, and he wasn't upset. He wasn't upset that his restaurant was destroyed. His single income, his way he provides for his family, was destroyed because he was more passionate about helping his community. His vision, his ikigai, wasn't just about serving food at his restaurant. It was, you know, why am I here? How can I help my community? How can I help make a difference? Buildings can be rebuilt, humans can't. And he would actually go out and march peacefully with the protesters. He was a person or an example that I think of when I think of someone who's very clear on their ikigai. So do you need assistance and support to get to and find and realize? I don't think it's something that you're just born with. Some people, yes. Some people, when they're kids, they're very clear. But I know for me, even I'm not doing what I went to college for, right? My reason for being it took me a really long time and a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, and then meeting people like Deepak and Bhakti, who's my spiritual teacher on here, to help me get there. If you haven't gotten there yet, you may be limiting yourself to your ultimate, true, highest and best version of yourself. So one of the tips that helped me, even before finding Deepak and Bhakti and other teachers, was how was I going to build, or in some cases, because I lost everything, remember in the recession, I was pretty darn devastated. My mindset was shattered. You know, I was just trying to get through the day, let alone how do I cast a vision for myself. At that time, it was pretty traumatic for me. I had a lot of grief, and I had to kind of not only rebuild my financial life, I had to start with my mindset. And so the first thing I say is every morning when you wake up is, what is your morning routine? I would encourage you to build your mindset first. Have what I call a proverbial checkup from the neck up. How you start your day is oftentimes how the rest of your day is determined. Ask yourself also throughout the day, how am I showing up? Jim Rohn, one of my favorite mentors, says, you know, he would always stop in the middle of the day, and it doesn't have to be in the middle of the day, it could be a different time for you, but reflection on how the morning went. Just 30 minutes, turning off, well, he didn't have a cell phone back then, but you know, being free from distraction from your computer, your phone, all that technology, right? That's just vying for your attention. I've got 2 calls while I'm just on here, right? I meant to put it on do not disturb. And it's one of those things where there's always someone wanting you, a piece of you, right? If you don't focus and take time to just breathe in the middle of the day and ask yourself, how am I showing up? You can't course correct. You know, like an airplane, they're actually constantly, they're not going in one direction. They're constantly course correcting and making sure they're on that flight pattern, and they're getting help from all different sources in order to stay on that proper flight pattern. They're not doing it on the strength of one person. It's a team effort. So, you know, even if you're struggling or having a bad day, reach out to the group, reach out to Deepak, reach out to myself. Sometimes, you know, just a 5-minute mentorship moment can help you get to where you need to go. One of my favorite quotes is, thoughts are things and things can be changed. That's a part of Louise Hay. She wrote the book, You Can Heal Your Life. That was another thing that I learned during the recession and rebuilding my life, rebuilding my mindset, rebuilding my finances, is if I had stinking thinking, well, what you think about, you create. That's what Napoleon Hill teaches in Think and Grow Rich. So again, it all goes back to what's happening here. And I'll give a shout out to meditation. Meditation is great. However, for me, I can't rely on that alone. I gotta fuel myself with affirmations, writing my vision out every day. I'm more of a also physical person, so writing things out, maybe going for a meditation walk, getting things flowing, getting more of that energy moving. If you're feeling emotional, emotion is energy in motion. You gotta get it going, get it flowing. And a lot of that is coming from your thoughts. So, oops, didn't mean to do that. I thought I had it written out here. So another thing that I like to encourage people to do is write out your goals for the day. You can write or speak in your vision. So for those of you that were on our paid members class last week, part of your homework was to determine, do I want to speak my vision? Do I want to record it on my phone and listen to it every day like Lois does? Do I have my daily compass that we shared with you in our private group? And writing it out there, and then writing out your goals for the day. Just even that exercise alone can change your life. One of my last best customers, she wrote out her vision, and until she actually wrote it out, she didn't realize how negative it was. It was pretty negative. It was all these things she didn't want to do, and none of them were measurable because it was just her current consciousness was, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't want to be like that. I encourage you to write your vision in your SMART goals, which is specific. That's what the S stands for. So if you've never heard of SMART goals, write that down. S is specific, M is measurable. You know, is there a number attached to it? Like if you do want to meditate, like I write down, I want to meditate 3 times a day, 15 to 20 minutes or greater each time, right? And I actually put that in my calendar. Bhakti would be so proud of me. I put that in my calendar because guess what? Just because I say it, do you think it's going to happen? No. It's because I wrote it down, I time blocked it out, and I had a very measurable piece to it, right? So, you know, if you want to work out 20 minutes, if you want to lead generation, I'm going to lead generate today for 1 hour, 60 minutes at 2 p.m. So those are just some really quick examples because I could go an hour on this topic and we don't have that time. The A is for attainable. You know, if I said I wanted to meditate or lead generate or whatever for 3 hours, that's not attainable for me right now. I'm a mom. I have a lot going on. I have different goals and different aspects of myself. So don't bite off more than you can chew. Start with a smaller number and then master that and then jump up to a bigger number. Then you have R. R is risky. What I mean by risky is don't put your life in peril. not like that. Like for example, I coached thousands of marathoners and triathletes. You don't start training for a 26-point-mile race by doing a 20-mile run on the first day. That's risky. That's stupid, actually. It's not even risky. You want to say, you know what? I want to go outside my comfort zone. If normally you're challenging yourself, today I'm going to call 5 people, and that makes you feel kind of nervous inside, that means that's good. That's a bit of a push for you. It's getting you outside of your comfort zone. Once you expand that comfort zone, guess what? It expands with you, and you evolve and you grow and you shine your light even more to more people. I believe that's my philosophy, and that's my personal experience myself and coaching other people. I'm always wanting to hold you accountable to taking a little bit more of a risk, a little bit bigger step into the direction of your goals and your dreams. I know some of you have financial freedom goals in here. If you're, you know, investing $1 a day or, you know, $5 a month, you know, is that risky enough for you? Meaning you're going to have to really tighten up your budget. Can you go a little bit further? You know, things of that nature, or try a new investment. Take a little bit of a risk, maybe not too big of a risk. So that's what the R. And again, T is for timeline. You want to have a time-bound goal. You don't just want to throw it out there and wish and hope and pray that maybe it'll happen. You've got to give yourself a deadline, because as humans, we are definitely driven by deadlines. So part of your daily goals, you know, that would be obviously today's the end of the day. That's your timeline. But if you have a 12-week goal, or if you have a 1-year goal, make sure you have a deadline that goes along with that. So do you need help in setting SMART goals that are customized to you? Because you are all unique. You are all amazing, brilliant individuals. You can't compare your goals to mine or to the next person's. You know, Alice shouldn't be comparing to Melissa, Bhakti, to Sailesh. You know, we all are on our own unique journeys, and Deepak and I will help you customize your goals along the way. One of the things that Deepak, I don't know what happened to my screen. It looks like there's something drawn on it. I did not do that, so I apologize. There's certain things that you can focus on right now. That this goes along with mindset and then even just your daily SMART goals. So that's why I put this slide right here. I got this from Deepak. You know, there's problems that you can control and there's problems that matter, and you can't focus on everything all at once. You can't change the pandemic. You maybe right now can't change the course of what happened in Minneapolis. There's just one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. You know, focus on solving the things that you are good at. Focus on contributing in ways that you can. When I went through the recession, the only things that I could control was I could pay my cell phone bill or my landline bill. I could pay my internet bill. I couldn't pay a lot of other bills that I had that were around me. All I could do was focus on creating the resources to pay down the debt that I had accumulated, right? If I focused on the debt, guess what would expand? The debt. What you focus on expands. So focus on the things that you can control in the here and now. And a lot of that is, you know, coming from your subconscious. We want to help you day by day, month by month, year after year. Some of you signed up for the lifetime program. So, you know, buckle up. You're in for hopefully a lifetime journey of transformation. Identifying those subconscious habits take a really lot of reflection and a lot of work. And we want to help you get to that stronger tomorrow, much bigger, much faster. Another one of the tenets that we focus on are scripts. Everything you actually say that comes out of your mouth can be written down and transcribed as a script. I'm not a huge script writer. I have a mentor who is, and he helps me write some things down. And what I mean scripts is, how do you talk to people, especially right now? Everybody has something different going on. There's a lot of different moving parts. Selling right now is different than it was even 6 months ago, okay? Or maybe 8 months ago. So you want to make sure when you're talking to prospects or people just in general in life that you're listening more than speaking. When you're speaking, you're asking questions, and you may want to write that down. Am I asking questions enough, or am I speaking too much? Am I listening after I ask a question and allowing that prospect or even just that friend to speak? A lot of times I find that when I'm talking to people, I'm more conscious of it now than I was in my 20s or 30s. A lot of times people want to be heard. And if you're meeting with a prospect and you keep interrupting them, they're going to just shut down and assume that you don't care. And so you want to let the prospect or that other person you're with do most of the talking. And this script right here is the best one to use on the fly when you meet someone, a stranger, or even just reconnecting with a prospect or even a client. Check in first and form the relationship. And the form is an acronym. The F stands for how is your family, because that matters right now. If you know me, I'm married to a Black man. I have biracial children. We've been shaken up with everything that's going on in Minneapolis right now. And I've had amazing conversations with people who have the same situation. And I just, even though I'm in the same situation, I just listened and let them vent and tell me about what's going on in their household right now. The pain, the arguments, the fear, the what ifs. And at the end of the conversation, they were like, Lois, thank you so much for listening to me. And we may do business together very soon because I made it about them, their family, and what's going on more so than about me. I also asked them, how's work? They shared with me everything. They talked about what's going on in their work and how the pandemic and, you know, what's going on in Minneapolis and the world right now has impacted their work. The R, you know, what are you doing for fun? What is your family able to do right now with everything kind of in shutdown mode? Helping encourage them, you know, letting them know that there are things that they can do maybe creatively in order to enjoy their time together. And then of course, M, what's their mission? What's their message? What is their dream? Help them focus on that, helping them expand that as opposed to the fear and the uncertainty and all that kind of stuff. as salespeople and business owners, we get to be light healers, teachers, in some ways therapists, right? Because maybe they don't have a lot of people that listen to them. You can earn that trust and that rapport in seconds, much, much faster. Usually trust takes a lot of time, but if you are consistent and you always make it about them with this script, you'll have a friend for life and potentially a customer for life. You're connecting online. I have a philosophy, and I met with a digital marketer the other day who was blown away by me when I said, you know what, I don't need you just yet because I got too many other people to talk to and get offline. There's only so many hours in the day. You can connect with people online, yes, but you don't really connect with them until you have a phone call or a Zoom. If you're not excited about Zoom yet, you're probably going to want to get excited. Keep practicing, keep doing it. Have as many, one-on-ones or group sessions as you can, because not many people are picking up the phone right now. If you do pick up the phone and actually call someone, that's how I was able to have that very powerful conversation the other day. Is I picked up the phone and checked in with this guy because I knew he had a biracial family and I was worried about him. He called me back like within minutes. He was so excited to actually connect offline because we've been connecting online for a couple of years. And finally, it's just like, I need to hear a person's voice. I need to see someone. You're going to make way more money if you get as many of those online connects offline. So how many people can you connect with online? And then how many people can you connect offline? Set a goal right now. And you're using that form connection. You can form people on Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn, probably not email. Email, in my opinion, is a waste of time in relationship building, but that's just me. I like to get people on Messenger, LinkedIn Messenger, and then get a call scheduled. And I usually have a goal to get 5 authentic conversations, offline conversations a day, either on phone or on Zoom. So set a goal. Be intentional, guys. Be intentional about that. And that's going to help you get you closer to your goals. Moving right along. Right now, if you haven't already, Deepak and I will help you with this over time, of course. You can't learn all of this in one session or even in 1 month. Helping you learn an online skill is paramount right now. Most likely, we don't know what it's going to look like in the new normal. I've heard rumblings, a lot of in-person networking groups are saying, yeah, 2020 is done. It's going to be online for the rest of the year. And so how you can get access to more people is by building an online skill. So building an audience, how do you connect with them? Start putting a plan together on that. You don't have to be great to start. You do, however, have to start to be great. So here's some examples. I'll talk about CRM in a second. Start creating a following, YouTube channel, Facebook fan page. I use StreamYard for a lot of my stuff, Zoom webinars. If anybody ever wants a free access to StreamYard, I can give you a free account. Just another streaming tool. It actually has more streaming capabilities than Zoom does. Blogging, if you want to start and monetize a blog. I did that. A lot of this I did during the recession, or I learned to start doing after the recession. Zoom wasn't even around. I did teleconferences, so that was one of my skills in how to upload teleconference calls. I still sell that course that I created in 2007, 2008 today. I just sold that 33-hour course yesterday. So whatever you create now, you can repurpose and monetize. Blogs are a great example. I know some people who make 5 to 10 grand a month blogging. Ebook publishing, you can use ebooks as lead magnets on Amazon Kindle. I know Deepak has an amazing ebook. I was so fortunate to write the foreword. If you haven't gotten his ebook, reach out to him, okay? Affiliate programs. You can join any affiliate programs. Affiliate marketing, I'm not going to go into that right now. If you don't know what that is, Google it. I have an affiliate program. If anybody wanted to refer people to me, I give them a link. They sign up one time, they refer me, I pay them for lifetime on whatever those people do over the course of that period of time. Podcasting, I just started doing that. Didn't know anything about it. I just dove into the deep end of the pool. And now today I'm having one of the biggest interviews of my life. And it was all just because I went outside my comfort zone, to learn a new online skill that frankly scared the crap out of me, if I'm honest, if I can say that on here. But now I'm just like, hey, this is fun. I've been doing it now for 6 weeks, and I'm finally getting into it and getting a routine and expanding and doing more with it. So LinkedIn, Instagram, don't do all of these things. Just pick one, focus on it, start building it. Deepak and I will help you, hold you accountable, because he's got a huge following on his YouTube channel. I only have like 400 on my YouTube. He's got over 1,000. So each one of us have our own different expertise and strengths, and we're going to train you on that over the course of the next year. Oh, I did forget one thing on the last page. A CRM, if you don't know what that is, it's a client or customer relationship manager. Again, it's an acronym for what we call a system that is your database. It's where you put your leads. It's where you take notes on your conversations, your form relationship conversations. It reminds you when to set appointments, when to follow up with those leads. I'm not even talking about that today, but studies have shown if you don't follow up 5 to 12 times, you're missing out on a whole lot of money, because most people are not ready to buy your stuff on the first day, probably not even the second day, potentially not even the third day. And if you don't have a CRM to track that, I don't know how you're going to make it. I honestly don't. You've got to have a CRM. If you need help figuring that out, Deepak and I'm very passionate about that. I'm actually going to probably do a training on that at some point and live stream it into the group. So last topic, and yep, I went a little over 30 minutes, but I hope you guys are getting some value out of this today. We're all given the same 24 hours in a day. And I know the slide is wrong. An hour is not 1,440 minutes. I got to fix that. Didn't put that in my time blocking schedule to fix that. But we're all given the same 24 hours. And yet there are always those people, maybe you know them. I've been told this is, how do you get so much done, Lois? And part of it is just because, I did grow up on a farm, and you went to work and you figured it out, right? You're very disciplined about your wake up time when you went to bed, because the cows, they were going to be screaming if the milking wasn't done every morning at 5:30. So I was born and programmed to be disciplined with my time. And then as an Ironman triathlete, I had to train, swim, bike, run 30 hours plus a week, and have my sales career and be a volunteer at church but I just aligned my time. It was all about time blocking. And there's a book called The 12-Week Year. You can buy it through me, but you can absolutely just go on Audible, go wherever you want, and have the ability to have access to it. Phenomenal book. Structure of your day is critical. And I created a tool back in the recession to help me keep my mind going, called the Daily Compass. All of you paid members hopefully are already using it. If not, let me know. I can share it with you guys when I'm done here. But being able to have that daily schedule written out, and then your ideal work week, and even your next 12 weeks, in a perfect world, that's what we want for you guys. We want your vision to be clear for your next year or 2 or 3. And then how are you going to take a chunk out of that vision? Usually I like to do it in 12-week blocks, and then reverse engineer your focus, your time, energy in a balanced way. That's why I love having Deepak here. He's very much a healer and helping us with meditation, subconscious mind, calming us and making sure we're still focused on the right thing. So all of those tools are here. So how many hours will you work during the day, during the week? Write that down. And then how you structure those hours. If you plan your day is going to be much better. If you don't plan your day is going to have a whole different plan for you and set you off course and maybe potentially send you in a whole nother direction. So as we close out, just want to give you some quick testimonials, and I may skip one of them, Deepak, just for sake of time. The 12-week year is something that I'm certified in. And really grateful to be able to utilize those tools for you guys. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to stop my share because my computer is acting up. Deepak, if it's okay with you, just for sake of time, we won't play the video if that's okay. We can just keep
Sure.
on.
Well, Louis, just go ahead. Yeah.
Awesome. So in closing, if you see that there could be a way that Deepak and this group, because this is a global community, right, of networking, and Deepak and I are your coaches. Will connecting to relevant global individuals assist you in your goals? Would you want someone alongside you as you go through this process? Like I said, back in 2007, 2008, because I didn't quite have a clear vision, I didn't have anyone there to help me with that. It did take me 5 years. I had people to help me, but no one with these skill sets that Deepak and I are teaching you now. So, if you don't have someone with experience to grow you through these times much faster, it could take you a lot longer, which is a very costly and expensive endeavor. And I'm speaking from experience. So this is just, again, a reminder of who we are as co-founders of this. We both bring I call it the yin and the yang of the balance of what we teach and who we are as beings. These are two of our most proud members. They're not on today, unfortunately. They're out being successful, doing a lot of different things, but they're still a part of this program. Mary was working from home, had a home-based business, already had a lot of mentors and coaches in her life. Again, world-class leaders and trainers in her company. But most companies don't focus on what Deepak and I are teaching you. So just within 30 days, she had a massive explosion in her business after 4 years of being stagnant. And she had way more customers, and she also recruits salespeople for her company. She had way more customers and recruits in that 1 month, just with getting some clarity on her vision, her time management, and how to sell virtually much better, and also doing events and webinars and stuff. And she's still going strong. Kathy, of course, is in Minneapolis. She's with Heartland Payment Systems. I worked with her and her sales team, and she's been a part and have experienced Deepak's work as well. And she started with me before the pandemic, right? And so instead of the pandemic kind of shutting her down or bringing her business down, she's been soaring to higher heights as her sales team. We also helped her with recruiting the right talent. And so she's been just going gangbusters ever since then. So as we shared with you, we want to, offer you to join us today. If you want increased income and productivity and time management, if you want to be surrounded by positive, supportive, global relationships, and of course, expand your business globally, those would be the key reasons to be a part of our community. So we do have, we started officially in May with this structure. So now this is ongoing. If you become a part of our community, you get 1 free coaching session from Deepak, 1 from me. Both are hour-long. I even break mine up into 30 minutes because I like to give homework and have you guys do a little bit extra so you get more value. The second and fourth Thursday online sessions are the paid sessions, so it's a different Zoom link than this one. Unlimited support between the two of us in our Facebook group, and of course we have a private WhatsApp group and guest speakers that are coming in, and you get all of these private unlisted recordings as soon as we put them up for the paid. Those are not shared with any public group. So we have our own, what we call introductory pandemic offer. We actually used to charge $75 a month for this. Now it's $50 a month. Pre-pandemic was $75. Now, given the situation, we're sharing that with you as a gift. So again, in summary, you get 2 online sessions. This is the free one, but second and fourth Thursdays, you get 2 online sessions. You can come to the free one, network with all the guests and visitors, just like almost like BNI, and you get all of those bonuses and bells and whistles. So it's $50 per month. You can cancel at any time. There's no contract or anything like that. There have been quite a few people who preferred the lifetime membership, because if you do the math, if you were to stay on for a year, which is what we encourage, but you don't have to, $50 times 12 months is $600, right? So why not save and be in for life? And then you can add 1 business partner or spouse or whoever in your life. We just need to approve that person. that is connected to you personally or professionally. And if you're in India, I hope I did this right, Deepak. I'm learning the conversion. It's $3,500 per month. And then Deepak, if you have the lifetime value, if you want to type that in the chat. And of course, we offer up, I have my own link. Deepak has his link in there. I can share the link in here. If you're American, you can pay me. If you're outside of the US, you can pay Deepak. And of course, we always offer up a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if for any reason you aren't satisfied after month 1, and you'll also get your free sessions during that time with me and Deepak, so you can really cement your goals and dreams. For us, that's not about the money. It's really about shaping the universe and the future of this planet and making a difference. That's our ikigai. So I'll go ahead and open up for questions. I just have 5 minutes left. I apologize for going a little extra. Anybody have any questions for us?
So Srihari also is from BNI. He's a director at Kerala. Lewis is a director at California, Srihari. And she's also going to have a podcast with Ivan Meisner today. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes.
Sorry, I had to rely on sign language to tell you that.
So she's having a podcast with Ivan Meisner today.
Okay. Yeah, she was telling me yesterday. We caught up online for a meeting yesterday, and it's really amazing the kind of energy Lewis has. Because I was just looking at the session we had yesterday and the session we had today. The energy is just the same, you know. So I'm sure she's like this every single day because of her discipline. Great presentation, Lewis.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And believe it or not, it's duplicatable. If you're coachable, teachable, and trainable, I believe it's duplicatable. Right, Deepak?
Yes, absolutely.
And obviously, you'll find your own energy, your own passion. It's all good stuff. Does anybody have any questions before we wrap it up? Excellent. And if we even have one person, because that's about all we have time for, or Deepak, do you have anything else that you want to add? Because you are a co-leader. Maybe you should close it out and sharing anything else about your vision, with this group.
No, it's been an amazing experience with Lewis in the last many months. And this particular platform is quite unique in all respects. While we all have our individual coaching in India and the US, but this combination spanning across the globe has its own magic wand altogether, which always surprises me to some large extent. So it has a spark in it, and it's a great feeling to be this platform. So, and to be, having all of you on board.
So again, in summary, next week is the paid members group. If you're not a paid member and you want to come back for the free group, I do know we will put a cap or a limit on how many visits you have as a free group. I don't want to speak that number here because I don't want to be in error. So Deepak and I will get back to you on that. But that's where we are similar to BNI. We want to make sure that we honor that system and honor the paid members as well. So without further ado, those of you guys that are paid, we'll see you next Thursday. And what are you going to be talking about, Deepak?
The big why.
Awesome. Excellent. And I'm putting in the chat one last time, my fan page on Facebook. That's where you want to tune in exactly 2 hours from now with Ivan and his wife, Beth, again, sharing their story of beating cancer and also how they've pivoted countless times in the last 30 years since they went through their own financial hardship and their own journey back in 1985, and so many times since then. So thank you guys so much for taking time again. Please reach out to either myself, Deepak, and I hope you got the contact info of anyone you wanted to connect with before we leave, so that you can set up some one-to-ones and get to know you sessions with other people from this like-minded group.
Great. Thank you guys for the wonderful opportunity to interact.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful day. Take
You
care.
too.
Bye, Deepak.
Bye.